I have read Love is a Mixtape by Rob Sheffield. It takes place in late night Brooklyn. The narrator is sitting by a window, drinking coffee, and listening to a mixtape from the 90s. The narrator is described as a shy, skinny Irish Catholic geek from Boston. Renee is described as a country girl who grew up in Southwest Virginia. They meet each other at a bar called the Eastern Standard in Charlottesville, Virginia. The narrator had just moved there to study English in grad school. Renee was a fiction writer in the MFA program. They got married on July 13, 1991. They were married for 5 years and 10 months. When they weren't being students or working lone jobs, they were rock critics. Renee and him were huge music fans. They made a lot of memories together. The mixtapes that they made just went along with it. Each mixtape represents something special. More importantly, they represent memories that he had with his former lover, Renee. The mixtapes also represent events that have happened to the narrator. For example, the narrator made a mixtape for his first breakup. He made this so he could get over the girl. Also, one of the narrator's friends sent him a mixtape from San Francisco, and she sent it to him because she knew that it would remind him of Renee. One night, he went to a club, and after that, a girl and her boyfriend drove him home. He wasn't ready to go to bed, so he made a tape. The tape that he made was to represent things you didn't want to remember, but when you hear things, it comes back to you. The climax of the story is on May 11th, 1991, very suddenly and unexpectedly, Renee died of pulmonary embolism. Pulmonary embolism is a condition in which one or more arteries in the lungs become blocked by a blood clot. The narrator is devastated from her death, but he tries to get over her. The narrator does many things to try to forget about Renee's death. One of the first things that he does is move to an apartment in Brooklyn. He wants to try to leave the past behind him, and he meets new people that didn't know Renee, but they just had heard stories about her from him. He had to deal with her death some way, somehow. So he gave most of the stuff away. He dealt with her death in different ways, but most of all, he will never forget her and all of the great times they had together. I recommend this book if you like romance, happiness, and a heartbreaking story. This is the kind of book that will keep you guessing what's next. I enjoyed reading this book, and I'm sure you will too if you ever get the chance.